Hello everyone, how are you this evening? My name is Eva and I'm the director of the Scottish Yarn Festival and the Scottish Show Producer Showcase. Tonight is going to be a little bit different. I will be joined by Katie, who is Sealy MacWheely. There she is. She is waving and we're inviting each other at the same time. So let's just do that. And I'm trying to find a kind of, I'm fighting and I'm losing over trying to get a decent angle. Hello. Look at all
ever connected.
look at all look at all the vibrant colours behind you, and I'm fighting against this almost like a vampire. It's like keep going away. trying to find something. We're gonna have to roll with it. It's if I'm upstairs in the studio, it's far too dark and dull. I'm in my living room and the sun is just it's streaming through the window and it's just hitting at a particular angle just now because it's six in the evening. So it's not going to be like that for much longer. Dare I say it? Yeah, I like the way that we both just went at the same time. Tell me you live in Scotland without telling me you live in Scotland.
I remember sunshine. It was nice.
Sunshine, what's that? Scotland happened in summer this year.
We had 2 weeks.
Scotland happened in summer. Summer happened in Scotland this year. It's been the Mondiest of Mondays. Summer happened in Scotland this year, and the couple of days that it happened in here coincided with some of my busiest work days, and I was chained to the laptop looking outside going, I remember the feeling of warmth on my bones. I know, but it's part of being Scottish. If we didn't have the weather to talk about, what would we talk about?
Well, yarn mostly.
Well, that's us, yeah. Well, what would Scottish yarny people talk about? They would talk about the yarn.
Yeah.
So we are throwing the rule book out tonight. So what we've been doing with these little vendor chats is inviting some of our vendors, like the ones who want to kind of come on to talk about 3 things you don't want to miss from their stalls and who you don't want to miss. And you're not an ordinary vendor. Which is why we're doing this different. Katie Sealy MacWheely, who will get to introduce herself in a moment, is our key sponsor for this year. And you've got lots going on, so this is going to be a bit of a longer one, a bit more of a chat. I have got myself organised. I haven't even started on it, but I have put a mixer in it. I don't always. I enjoy a gin. I normally have it neat. This is the last of the lovely gin that Motty and the Squid gave to me as a gift when she came along to our reveal day party, which happened at your studio again this year. And I thought, knowing some of what you're about to talk about tonight, it was fitting to have a little glass and to toast some of your news. So shall we start with you introducing yourself?
Okay.
Start at the beginning.
Okay, so for those of you who don't already know me, I'm Katie. I'm Sealy MacWheely, or the face behind Sealy MacWheely. I always say I am a spinner first. Spinning's my passion. That is how I got into all of this in the first place. It was all because of, well, technically it's all because of an alpaca, but it's spinning that got me down this kind of journey. And I am professionally a dyer, but also a shop owner. I am now officially the Major Crafts stockist of Scotland, which is huge, which is going to come to in a wee minute as well, because that's massive. I'm still not quite over it. I'm literally sat next to her because she's so gorgeous, and I'll bring her to show you.
Hello, Izzy.
I'm also a stockist of Kronsky and Ashford Wheels and Looms, but I'm also an indie dyer, and I also do fibre and what have you as well. So pretty much anything you can mention fibre or yarny related, I'm kind of, I love it. So everything.
Yeah, so you're Magecraft, that's new, but you're also stockist for Kromsky and Ashford, and just, I love being part of your journey. Because I see, yeah, I've seen how you've grown over the years, kind of being there from your start and seeing you grow, and yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing to watch what's happening.
7th time I've come to Perth. It was my first ever festival back in 2017, which feels like a lifetime ago.
It was a lifetime ago.
Tiny little, just a 6 foot stand with basically nothing on it, and I look back and I go, how did I do that? And every year it's just got like progressively more and more and more and more. And yeah, I mean, it was before I opened the first shop that I did the first ever Perth. Well, my first Perth review, which would have been the second Perth, I think.
It was the second Perth. I've just noticed that Mama Seal has joined us, and I can't ignore her. So hello, Mama Seal. Hello, everyone else, but especially hello, Mama Seal.
Yeah, bless. My mum is definitely my biggest supporter and my fan, and my sister. The pair of them are my rocks. So I noticed Lizzie's not watching, but we'll get back to that in a bit. I'm like when I get home.
How very dare she not watch?
She? But my mother is. So. Hi, Mum.
Can you please show closer the beautiful blue lilac next to the lilac on the second row?
Second row. Like the lilac-y one? I don't have a lilac.
Just behind your right arm.
That one?
I think it might be, yeah. We'll show that one anyway.
Well, this is what I was going to be talking about today anyway, because it has literally gone live 9 minutes ago. It's been up on the wall in the shop for the last couple of days, but what's left is now on the website officially. But as you'll know, Eva, I have very recently...
This is why gin at the ready for this one. I'm going to toast it and celebrate.
So a couple of months ago, I've known for a very long time that I wanted to carry more Scottish breed yarn, generally British yarn. I focus mostly on British yarn, but it's mostly blue face Leicester, because as much as I love the look and the feel of toothy yarns, I'm really bad at wearing them. I'm very sensitive around my neck, and I know you can wear pretty much everything Eva, but I really can't, and I have tried so hard.
I'm wearing layers underneath.
Yeah. But I've got a very, very sensitive neck, and as does my sister. So as much as I'd love to have more, Hebridean and like, I say Shetland's lovely, but more like toothier yarns, I physically can't wear them, and I know a lot of people kind of struggle with that. So I wanted to find a yarn that bridges the gap between the very, very toothy, very rustic, very, very Scottish yarns, and then the the softer, the merinos, your BFLs, your kind of your indie dyed yarns, something kind of in between the two. So I have got in contact with the mill, and they very kindly spun up some yarn for me to my specifications, which is 60% BFL. So it's got the softness of the BFL that I love, 20% Shetland, so it's got that rustic toothiness that I've been after, and then 20% grey British alpaca, so it's got that really lovely heathered mottled effect as well, and I love it. There was a little bit of a hiccup, which you know about, and
I do, but this is incredible, and I know the mill that you're working with, and the mill are fantastic, and you're amazing, and I'm so proud of you. That sounds really condescending, and I don't mean it like that at all. I am so incredibly proud of you taking this massive, massive step and, developing your own.
Thank you. It's
your own custom yarn.
It's been a dream.
Your own custom yarn base. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I am very chuffed about it, actually. I absolutely love it, and I'm over the moon with it. I say there was a very minor hiccup initially. I had asked to have it spun as a very high twist yarn to suit kind of what I was kind of looking for the yarn for dyeing, and what arrived is not the high twist that I'd expected, but they very kindly and very quickly fixed the situation. And once I'd seen the yarn that had arrived, I couldn't send it back because it's too pretty. So that's what's been laid up so far.
It's gorgeous. And you know what, that sort of thing happens all the time in business. I mean, it happens in life, it happens in business, and I'm very much a believer in, things go wrong, but it's how you deal with those things that go wrong and how you put them right within boundaries, because nobody should be walked over or bullied or anything like that. But and we did they did fix it very, very quickly for you, and now you have two.
So now I've got two. So yes, it does. So Kirsty is currently doing a sample knit for me. Well, partially sample knit and partially because she wants to knit it, which is the Duro. I think it's the Duro that Kirsty's doing. I'm just going to tell me if I'm correct or not. By Lucy Haig, and it's working out beautifully. Really, really beautifully. And I am actually working up. Sorry, I'll show you the low twist that I'm working up. This is a colourway called Clurin, which is Scotch Gaelic with thistle. So it does look really nice in the cables. My worry was with it being
Right, knowing how long you've had this yarn, and this was literally just dyed up days ago, how have you managed to find the time to knit that much, never mind that much in cables?
You see the bags under my eyes? I've not been sleeping.
Witchcraft. And also not sleeping. You can tell we're in the final month and the run up to the festival. It's like, what's it used to be? No carbs before Marbs. How about no sleep until Perth?
Exactly.
That's how it feels at the minute.
It's okay. It's in 26 days? 27?
It's 27 days until we open to the public, but 26 days until the rest of us arrive, because we're there the day before. In fact, I'm at the site from 8 o'clock the morning before.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
It's good. It's all good. I have my catering sorted now. It's another thing to get there. But this is not about me and catering. This is about you, and it's all been go for you.
Well,
all of it.
It's been a very busy couple of months, isn't it? So yeah, but I love it.
It's fabulous. It is fabulous.
It keeps the cables a lot better than I expected to. So my worry was with it being a low twist that it wouldn't show off the cable detailing, but actually I really love it. So I'm really quite glad that I ended up with an accidental double double order. But I'll show you the new stuff. I haven't shown you the new stuff yet.
No, I saw you with an armful of yarn on Instagram yesterday, on social media yesterday. I think that was the first. So I was aware of it. Because we tend to know a lot of each other's secrets, and we probably know some things about each other that we probably would rather we didn't. But
well, this is the high twist. I might not be able to see it very well on the camera.
Ooh, yeah, no, we can.
Between that and the lower twist. Camera. The difference between the level of spin. I haven't dyed this up yet. I'm really excited to do so, but it only arrived on Thursday because I was meant to be at Knit and Natter and I had to wait for the parcel, so it was Thursday. So I've dyed up huge amounts of the low twist ready to go. Because I couldn't stop myself. Literally the day it arrived, as soon as I found out that this was getting done, I got to keep this one, it went straight into the dye pot. And this is going to get dyed up this week, and I can't wait to see how it works out. So I'm hoping this is going to take dye a bit differently. The blend itself is obviously the same, but the level of twist should hopefully allow me to do a little bit more with the variegated style yarns, which is what I normally do with like my usual yarns, which are up here that you can't see. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with what the mill produced for me, so I'm really excited for you guys to see it. And this is the undyed. This is just the natural, but that grey alpaca gives it such a lovely kind of oatmeal colour, and I love it.
I mean, I know the mill. The mill shall remain nameless at this point, particularly because it's a hiccup, because that's not fair, but they've done some exceptional work. They really have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And super helpful and knowledgeable. So absolutely love them to pieces. Will not be the last time that I order yarn from them, let's be honest. So I'm very happy. And my aim is to have this finished in time for the festival in 26 days. It'll be fine. But this is the Dunedin, also by Lucy Haig, because I wanted to have a sample in a Scottish designer with a Gaelic link as well. So I'm very happy with it. It'll be finished.
And I think there were a couple of questions. So below that, you've got braids there, haven't you, as well? You're wanting to kind of just give a quick
Oh,
flash of the braids.
that one. Is that the lilac one?
Because it could have been that one, yeah.
That one. This one is Amelia. It's Blueface Leicester, pure BFL. It's actually named after my best pal's daughter, who's 3 years old and is obsessed with pinks and purples. So all the hand-dyed top that I do is inspired by people that I love and care about. So they're all named after people, which is something that started when I opened up my first shop 5 years ago, when I kind of ran out of ideas of colorways, and I asked my pals, like, right, what's your favorite color? And I'll dye it. And I've run with that. I absolutely love that. And I love that everybody's got their own kind of colorway. And it's no longer what I'm asking them what the colors are. It's like, these are the colors that I associate with you.
Yeah, because is Eva there?
I don't think I've got any Eva left, but I am planning on dyeing up some more of her.
Yeah. I think my favourite one's probably Beans.
Yes, well, Beans, that's more your isn't it?
Irina Fibre Chats has joined us and she's saying what a beautiful tribute. It really is. There's Beans.
He's coming to visit me on Wednesday for pretty much up until the beginning of the festival, so 2 weeks of Beans. So there's going to be a lot of puppy pictures. Beans belongs to my friend Sophie, and when she goes away on holiday, we get first dibs. So hopefully
he's an absolute sweetheart.
I love him.
So I love that in amongst all these sort of tributes to humans, you've got like your favourite dog.
As well. Moika and Lottie as well, which are my other pals' dogs.
Do you?
Yeah, it's getting a bit out of hand actually.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. So okay, so your yarn brand, it's live now over on your website.
19 minutes ago, I double checked before we went live, and it's definitely on the website. It's all gone live as I prepared it, thank God. So yeah, all the 18 semi-solid colorways, because it does take semi-solid really, really nicely. So the majority of them are single colors, but I've also got 3 variegated because I wanted to test how it would take dye. I like them, but I want to hold back until I've tried the high twist and see how that takes dye in comparison. So this one is Mjøder, which is inspired by the colours of like the meadows and what have you in the spring. So you've got the foxglove colours and the greens and very bright and colourful. That's a bit more me. And then we've got one that's a bit more like toned down, a bit more you. Very different colour schemes, Eva.
A bit toned down, a bit more you.
I like which you go, oh, okay, and you like more like natural colours, which is nice.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going these days, but I was thinking more that's the green in my eyes.
Oh,
that's what that is.
Exactly. Well, this is Moanug, and this is inspired by like Moanug is a mountain, but with moorlands, like heathered and moorlands, so more like the fells rather than like the big steep, jagged mountains of like the Highlands, etc. And then this one is Lochen, which is a wee loch. Actually, the blues are kind of getting blown out a little bit. You can't really see it very well in the picture, but that's the 3 variegated I've got. And then I stopped there and had loads of fun with the semi-solids instead. But I've got loads of ideas for what I'm going to do with the high twist. That is coming to Perth. I probably will not be adding it onto the website before we go to the festival, just because, like, time's kind of running low. And also space is becoming an issue. Trying to put these up was fun. So yes, the colours that I've got planned for the high twist will be remaining a mystery until the festival, but the low twists are good to go. So yeah.
And which ones are you using for your woolen folk sweater?
Well, actually, I started my woolen folk sweater before I received this. So I am in the process of knitting up a DK weight because, I haven't got much time. Yeah. DK weight, it's the Macy Grey sweater, which got some colour work and lace in the top as well. But I'm actually doing that in some of my partially. Oh, I can't quite reach. Oh, there we are. My Angelou for the colour with another one that I can't quite reach, which is Teresa Bones and Greg. So it's using colours from the Smash the Patriarchy range. That is one of my regular ranges anyway, because it's DK and it works so faster, and we haven't got that much time. Not that much.
No, we don't.
But my plan is, if I get this one finished soonish, then I might try and cast on something else in my own yarn for a garment. I'm going to regret saying that. I might hold two together, so it works up a little bit faster, but we'll see.
Okay, so we've covered that. Do you want to move on to the wheels?
Okay, if you insist. Yes. Do you want to talk about the Explorium, actually, given that's where the wheels are going to be heading to?
Well, yeah. So, do you want to talk?
Okay.
Let's have you talk. That this actually feels really nice just to let other people talk for a change.
Okay.
So I'll kind of introduce it in that, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, Katie is our key sponsor of the event this year. And instead of having the da lounge, what we have this year is the Sealy MacWheely Explorium. So that's the mezzanine level that looks down onto the marketplace. That entire area upstairs is going to be yours. You're going to have the floor. So would you like to tell people what's going on?
Yes. So bear in mind, can you remember how long it took us to come up with a name for the Explorium? It was months before we settled on a name.
It was, despite the fact that we did have a business meeting in the pub with a few bottles of wine and some food. Yeah.
It was literally the last day that we need a name for this Explorium. It works. It's exactly what we're after. And that was like the last minute addition to the names as well. So that was it's when everything kind of comes together. I feel it's very synergetic, maybe. But I think I know from what we've spoken about before, what your vision for the lounge previous years has always been a space for people to kind of come up and like discuss things like patterns and designers and podcasters, and a space for more chit chat. But like, I love that idea, but I wanted to kind of expand on it with more about the other crafts as well as the designers, etc. So kind of adding to it rather than subtracting and replacing it. So there's still going to be.
I've always just felt that it could be more, and I'm already looking after so much for the festival that it always seems to be the bit that's almost, it's not neglected, but there's so much more that it could be. And you're the perfect fit for bringing that. I mean, and the perfect complement. You know, this one's a bit more muted and a bit more you, Eva. And look at the vibrance. That's me. So yeah, it works. It works.
Thank you. So for myself, I tend to bring a couple of demo wheels and looms, etc., to the stand anyway. But I know from my experience that when you're talking about things like equipment and wheels, etc., the conversations can be a bit scattered. There's a lot of, can I borrow the card reader? Can I pinch £10 out your pocket? Like, you can't really properly have a conversation. And when you're talking about things like spinning, weaving, unusual techniques like obviously mosaic crochet, which is a little bit different to your usual, you can't always get the time when you're downstairs in the marketplace to properly kind of discuss that. And for a lot of people, it's the first time you might have seen a spinning wheel in use, or the first time you've had a chance to play with a rigid head loom. So I felt it would be really lovely to have a space where it's kind of separated from the marketplace, so you've got time to go and ask the questions that you want, play around and have a bit of a demo, like chat, etc., without feeling that you're holding people back from running the stand. So it's not just myself, there's going to be other designers. I know Abby from Get Your Hook On's going to be there with the mosaic crochet, etc., and she's going to be able to like help show people what it is, because she taught me how to mosaic crochet. I couldn't crochet, but she taught me. I'm really impressed. She's lovely. So also from Kirky, very small town, lots of people. So yeah, that's the hope, that's the dream, is for people to come up and have the chance to chat and learn more and discuss things and experience crafts that you might not have had a chance to do, away from the hustle and bustle downstairs where you've got a bit of time to breathe. And there's also a plan in motion. I wasn't sure if you wanted to mention that at all, about the
Yeah, of course I do. Just before we do though, I mean, there will still be meetups,
Yes.
still be themed meetups, and that will be the space where we've got the designer pop-ups happening, where the likes of Amy Palco, who's just won, I mean, she's going to be debuting her very first pattern release, which is being released that day, and she's going to be there, and she's going to have kits, and so there's things like that, and those designer pop-ups are going to be timed sort of things, and we'll release more information as we get closer, she says, with just 27 days to go. Looking at our to-do list, so there's all these things kind of going on as well, so don't worry that those things that we have done in the past, we're not getting away from them, we're just augmenting and adding and making so much better. And yeah, I believe that there might be a sock machine going on,
Yeah, if you want.
wasn't there?
Uh,
Possibly. I think there might be live sock cranking.
yeah.
I don't think you're the only one. I think that was the plan, that we were
Oh,
going to do that. So we'll see if that happens.
I
But
feel
I
like this is the chat
also
we had in the
know.
pub, but yeah, absolutely. I was actually going to ask you about that, whether or not you wanted me to bring the sock machine
Yes,
on. Cool. Well,
yes,
that's sorted.
yes, we want that. But I do believe that Ducky Darlings may also. I think there may be plans afoot, and I think they might still be watching this. I think they were thinking about bringing their sock machine
Yeah.
as well. So I love the idea of sock cranking going on all over the place.
Yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely.
that's not all. That's not all.
So, at the risk of me suddenly getting very shy, um, the there was relatively recently we discussed the possibility of having a walking demo as well at the festival, which I am really excited, but nervous, really excited about. I actually I have my little minions in the background working on creating a web of fabric specifically for doing a walking demo, because I've done a few walking workshops in the past elsewhere. Not myself teaching, as in like I have done walking workshops. So for those of you who don't know, I studied Gaelic at university. And well, I studied Gaelic and French, but Gaelic really is the one that kind of took my heart and like, I fell in love with. And I did work for a Gaelic language project called Daciash and Stodas na Gaelic at Glasgow University just before I opened up my shop. The project itself was really fascinating, but the work was not very me. So that was kind of the impetus for me to start the shop. It was, do I go down the academic route and go back into university and do more Gaelic studies, or do I open my own shop and do what I really want to do with my life? And I'm very glad that I chose the latter. Always time to go back and study if I want to, but right now this is what I absolutely love. But when I started studying Gaelic and when I started spinning, they kind of coincided, but not on purpose. So I learned to spin because I fell in love with alpacas, and I studied Gaelic because I loved languages, but there's a huge amount of overlap between the two. So anybody that obviously knows much about the spinning culture, etc., and the wool culture within Scotland.
Well, it's the walking songs,
Exactly.
isn't
Yep.
it?
Exactly. And walking is such an integral part of the culture of the Highlands and the wool production. It is one of the most, I say, quintessentially like Gaelic customs, I'd say. And as I've done quite a few classes elsewhere that have been amazing, and it's very much about the music and the songs and the like the tunes and the walking songs that come out of it, which is incredible. But the people who are teaching it don't necessarily understand the purpose of walking, which is the wool process. So actually, I've got a wee demo here, um, because when we were talking about it the other day, I'm determining that actually, if we're going to do it, I want to do it properly. I want to actually walk the tweed, or walk the fiber, the fabric that's been woven. We did an experiment, my pal and I, about 3-4 months ago, maybe, which was one of the weird experiences of my life because it did go viral and it just kind of grew legs and ran off by itself. And the amount of questions about urine was ridiculous. And the comments about because obviously they did do a walking scene in the first series of Outlander, and that's what most people have like been introduced to it. Oh, great, fantastic! But a lot of comments about Outlander and urine. But the experiment that we did was really interesting because it worked so much better than I ever expected it to. And so I had a brainwave the other night that with this yarn, the Alba yarn be suitable for walking, because there is 60% superwash in there, but it's 40% non-superwash. The superwashing qualities that I've chosen are for the vibrancy of the yarn, not for the felting side of things. So my lovely pal Trisha very kindly worked up a little square of the Alba undyed on her little pin loom, and then we full it, and that was in about 10 minutes. And this is the difference between the two.
Yeah, it's worked.
Yeah, it worked really well, like better than I ever expected it to. So we are in the process of weaving up enough fabric to be able to do a demonstration, but actually showing it. There will not be urine, don't worry.
No, it's like that we're not doing that. The risk assessment says no. Insurance says no.
But although the web needs to be wet, it's not stopping wet, it's damp. So actually we can kind of manage that quite easily, and it should be easy to, like, there was no mess in here when we did it in here, so I'm quite confident that it will work quite nicely in a workshop setting. But what I want to do is introduce the songs and the folklore side, as well as the actual process, so you can see exactly what's happening, and it's not just moving the fabric around and hoping for the best. There's the actual purpose behind it. So yeah, I'd leave a bit more information for when the time comes.
Was in your shop on Saturday and was very excited by all the amazing colours in your new yarn.
I think I missed you, but you were speaking to my sister. Is that correct? Yeah, she was super happy to have met you on Saturday and chatting away when I got back to the shop about half an hour later. I think I just missed you. But actually, ironically, I was away at a Gaelic Keckle Corey, like a chatting conversation group with a pal. So we're trying to set that up in Kecky as well. Well, my pal is trying to set it up, and I'm very much in support of.
Yes, and I managed to spend lots.
Thank you.
So have you thought about what songs or things that you might sing? Yeah, because I was thinking, obvious one's kind of like Broken Lamb, isn't it? But I remember Solene Houston, and there's so many traditional walking songs.
My two favourite that I think I've settled on after thinking about it for several days are Girlish or Girly and Yerich Mi Muhammadin Kitchen.
Yes.
So they're really, really pretty songs, as well as being obviously functional. And yeah, they're the ones that when I hear them, it makes my heart kind of go, oh, lovely. There's a couple more. There's Koshi Sharoon. There's so many walking songs out there. The two that aren't too scary to call out as well, because I did ask for permission, but it was more of a please volunteer yourself to my good pal Veronique, who is coming to watch the stand and help me at the show anyway. We actually studied Gaelic together at university, and she is the lovely lady who did the spinning and the weaving for the fabric that we walked in the video that went kind of crazy. So she would love to help take part in that as well. So I figured I might do the call out for one song, she can do the other one. Bit of difference.
I think you might be surprised just how many people are there, you know, like myself, who was in a Gaelic choir at school and can remember bits and pieces, because it just becomes kind of part of your DNA, particularly the walking songs, because they are so repetitive, and you've got those really kind of vocal recitatives that are just vocal sounds. You know, just like you've got the portabules and the what's the bagpipe? Is the bagpipe on the portabule? Am I just getting completely confused?
It's like the mouth music, so it's the very
portabule's the mouth music. But yeah, that's the one where you're kind of like in the church and you've got kind of call and response and stuff as well. That's another one. I'm just getting confused now. But there are so many. There are so many traditional Gaelic songs and traditions.
Yep. And the mod this year, I think, is taking place in Paisley as well. So yeah. Next year.
It was in Perth last year, and it was a fantastic atmosphere around Perth for it. Really, really was. So I love that those traditions are getting kept alive.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could talk for hours about this, but
But we won't. We won't, because I'm wondering, you know, obviously we're doing a live, but I know that we are still kind of. I think your live cuts off after a certain time anyway.
Oh,
So so I know. I think you get an hour.
okay.
I'm pretty sure you get an hour, and then it goes no
Okay.
more. And I've been up close to it a couple of times. So with that knowledge, shall we move on to spinning wheels? Let's talk about what's been happening there for you.
Yes. So, it probably be about 2.5, 3 months ago, I received a really lovely email from a wonderful lady named Ruth, who is the lady, I believe, who brought Majorcraft across to the UK. I'm pretty certain she was the first UK distributor of Majorcraft. She has been a Majorcraft dealer for the last 7 years and is wanting to focus more on her creative side, and therefore was looking to find somebody to take over the dealership for Majorcraft. Now, for anybody who's out there who's a spinner, there's loads and loads of different spinning wheel brands out there. The most common one that you'll find in the UK is Ashford. They've been going on since the 1930s, have been kind of the most recognised wheels since around the 70s, when there was a big kind of folk revival in the 1970s. So most of the wheels that you'll see around to be Ashford, they're incredibly durable, reliable, easy to fix, easy to get hold of, fantastic wheels. Kind of your go-to spinning wheel, particularly for beginners. I'm also a dealer with Kromsky, and I would say Kromsky are kind of a bit more quirky. They are handmade in Poland. You've got a lot of the more traditional wheels like the Polonaise, the Interlude, the Prelude. Very pretty, very ornate wheels. The Minstrel, actually, that I've got I can't pick it up, it's quite big. The Minstrel, which is a very pretty wheel as well. And then you've also got the Fantasia, which I would say is probably between the Kiwi 3 and the Fantasia are the two wheels that I recommend all the time for new spinners, because they're very easy to use. The Fantasia in particular has got what's called a weighted wheel, so it's a lot easier to keep the momentum going, which is what a lot of new spinners tend to struggle with. But they're pretty, they're quirky, they're handmade, they're like a little bit special. And then you've got Majorcraft, and Majorcraft are like, I didn't even let myself dream of touching a Majorcraft because I never thought it was going to happen. I did see one when I was in Canada pre-COVID, and I got a chance to have a wee play for about 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, it's like meeting like a celebrity if you were that way inclined. So super, super excited to have played an Aura and thought that was it. I'm never going to see one again. I might see one from a distance and get to like stroke it a bit, but I'll probably never be able to actually own one. I never dreamt in a million years that I'd ever become a stockist of them, because I know they've always been very, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not picky, but like they choose who they want to be the dealers very well, and they only like to have one dealer per country. So in the UK, we've got 3 dealers, one England, one Scotland, and one Wales. And I'd heard a lot about Ruth, never met her, but I heard a lot about her, loads of good vibes, etc. And so when she got in contact and said, "I'd like to talk to you," okay, a little bit scared, a little bit nervous, and ultimately asked if I'd like to take over the dealership. And when I say I cried, that's not a joke. It felt like a dream come true very much. And it's taken a couple of months to get everything sorted, to get like all the transfer and stuff sorted over. But that's been maybe about 2 weeks now, I think. A couple of weeks since I've officially become the Majorcraft dealer for Scotland, and it's been kind of surreal actually. So the first of 2 demo wheels for the shop arrived on Thursday, and she's called Izzy, and she's beautiful, and she is right here. I'm going to see if I can move the camera around a little bit so you can see her.
I'm going to check our time as well, because it is 60 minutes and we've had about 40.
Cool. So this is, oh, I shouldn't use my bad wrist. This is Izzy. She is the Aura, which is like the top of the range of the Majorcraft wheels. Ooh. Oh yeah. So she's beautiful. She's made of Raimu wood, which is a tree found in New Zealand, with a bamboo main wheel. But she's solid. She is so beautifully made, and she's got a really unusual pulley system, which differentiates her from pretty much any other spinning wheel you'll ever see. So she's got a unusual double drive system, which I have never seen on any other spinning wheel ever. So she's really kind of unique. It took me a few minutes to kind of get used to spinning with her, but she is beautiful to spin with. And yeah, very kind of unusual looking and very modern. I've also got the Luna arriving hopefully in the next week. Hopefully, should all go to plan, she'll be arriving the next week. She's been dispatched from New Zealand, so she should be arriving in time to come to Perth with me. So I'm going to have both the demo wheels available to have a play on. The Luna's quite very unusual in that she's a little bit like the sidekick, so the wheel actually goes this way rather than this way. So in between your legs as opposed to at the end of your toes. So she's very pretty. She's got quite a feminine shape to her. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to call that one, but I'm tied between Celine and Anya because she's the Luna wheel. So she's, yeah. All of our wheels have got names.
No, those are perfect. So the right name will hit you.
Yes,
at some point, definitely.
But so far, I've relinquished control of the Aura for a whole 5 minutes. And that was for Helen to have a spin. Helen, who you know, who came to help me at the showcase back in February, March. What is
it? Was March. It was March.
Yes. So Helen came to help me with doing some demo at the showcase. And she's the only person so far that I've let have a play other than my sister on the wheel. And obviously she's spun perfectly because she's an amazing spinner. But yes. I will relinquish control so people can happily play with her and get to kind of experience the Majorcraft wheels. But Lizzie, my sister, who is her spinning has improved a lot since we started. I'm really, really proud of her. She's just started spinning from roll legs, so you might see a few more roll legs in the future. Yeah, another thing for me to make, but oh well. So her spinning tends to be pretty even nowadays, but always a little bit of inconsistency, but generally very nice. But she had a play on the Aura on Thursday when she arrived, and it was the most perfect spinning that she's ever done. So I think she's quite taken by her, even though she won't admit it because she loves Marguerite, her wheel, which is the Sonata. So, but yeah, my plan is to bring a variety of different wheels for people to play with, and including the Majorcraft and the Kromsky and the Ashford. So lots of play.
Like the trifecta.
That's what I said the other day. I was like, I've completed the trifecta of spinning wheels. I'm very happy.
So we are kind of getting on for time now. So I'm thinking we should maybe think about wrapping this up. So I am going to ask you what I have asked everyone else, and that's who do you not want to miss at the festival this year?
I have honestly been trying to narrow it down for weeks, ever since I've had this question. And honestly, the person that I'm most excited for seeing, and it's going to sound like such a cop-out, is Ellen. I love going to the shows because you get to see your pals and you get to people that you don't see all the time as well. And Ellen lives up in Aberdeen. As much as I love to head up that way, I don't get to see her very often. So I'm really excited to see Ellen and the pals. There's loads of others, Young Unique. I don't want to start naming all the names. I want to go check out everybody's stand, but specifically I want to go see my pal. And we were talking about Ellen earlier because we have a wee chat, and this is one of her paratrooper bags that I purchased at the showcase. So go and check them out because they're beautiful. Pretty much all of my current project bags are all by Ellen. So I have got a little bit of a problem. It's a good problem to have.
It's only a problem if it's taking over or you don't have the money to do it or something like that. I mean, if it brings you joy and you've got the means and you're supporting people that you care about, I see no problem here.
Exactly. So yeah, I love this. It's such a nice bag. It's a really good size as well, and it's so well made. So yeah, always looking forward to seeing Ellen. So that's my cop-out answer, but I'm sticking with it.
Not a cop-out answer. And you did mention a few sort of folk there, and I don't think has anybody mentioned Ellen yet. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, she's an absolute sweetheart, and I'm just loving how she's diversifying into using Scottish fabrics now, like the Harris tweed. That definitely makes my heart happy to kind of see that and to see that collaboration aspect, and the beauty of Harris Tweed, or one of the beauties of Harris Tweed, being that, you know, every single piece of fabric is unique. It's hand woven. You're never going to get two bags the same. I mean, they're hand stitched as well. So, well, hand stitched in
Yeah.
the machine and finished by hand. So yeah, you're never going to get two the same.
Yeah, exactly. But I say this will be the 7th year I've done Perth Scottish Yarn Festival, and I think Ellen's been to pretty much every single one I have. Every one that I've been to, I can't remember. I'm trying to picture dates.
So she was there at 2017 as a festival goer, and I remember her buying her wheel.
Oh.
At 2017, I think it was towards the end, and I just saw this like small Chinese framed person wandering by this giant spinning wheel and this massive cheesy grin on her face, which was wonderful. But she's been vending since 2018, and since she's ventured into the kind of the Scottish-based fabric and things, have been able to get involved in the showcase as well, which has been amazing. So yeah,
well, she's always stout, bless her. So yeah. Very much looking forward to seeing her, and yourself and everybody. It's just, I love the vibes. I mean, it's hard work, but it's so worth it.
I'd like to think so. Yeah, it's. I mean, we've both got the sleepless nights phase kind of going on at the minute, and everyone's talking about how hard the work is, and it's like, it's really hard work for all of us, but it's so worth it. It's like, just keep going, keep going. And I can't believe it's less than a month. It is less than a month now. It will be very, very quick. Yeah, I'm doing. I've got a scout of the venue on Wednesday with catering people, so you know it's coming close when you kind of get to that point. Yeah. Get my pre-festival haircut at that point as well. It's like, you know that it's getting busier and busier if you can't. It gets to the point where the days of having my hair cut within the week running up to the festival are gone now. It's like, I'm lucky if I get it done within the month.
Yep. I'm already planning. Am I going to have to diet again before the show? I might need to go book a hair appointment as well ASAP. So yeah, it's all the stupid little things that you don't think about until it gets to show week, and you're like, I need to do this.
Yeah. But that actually became a thing, you know, the pre-festival haircuts. And it's like, sat down, why is everyone doing this? And I think it's because subconsciously we know that we're all coming together to see the people that we care about, that we generally only maybe get to see maybe once, twice a year if we're lucky. And we know that there's going to be loads of photos because you're wanting to capture those moments, and everyone's wanting to look their best with things that the garments and the shawls that they spent all that time on crafting, and they're so proud of them that you're wanting to kind of invest in yourself and get a wee bit tidied up and ready to go, and it's just it's a wonderful thing.
I put perfume.
It really is.
Right, you can't. Like, you can see me, you can't smell me. I'm wearing perfume, my nice stuff, because it makes you feel nice.
What, your signature scent?
Yeah. As I was walking out of the house, I went, "Why did you do that?"
Well, I can remember what that smells like. That sounds so dodgy for people. But no, I do associate scent with certain people, and I know your smell. I've had enough hugs with you that your smell is registered. It's like core memory in my brain. Yeah, I can't wait to see you again. It's not really been that long because we did have the reveal day party, yeah, and yeah.
But,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be the best year yet. The inaugural Scottish Yarn Festival.
Yeah, yeah, the words are going at the minute. I'm feeling the emotion. It's going to be fantastic. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, get onto the Scottish Yarn Festival website. and if it's possible to get your tickets in advance, we would advise that you go and do that. If you cannot wait until the Yarn Festival to get hold of some of Katie's Alapa yarn, it is live on our website now. Please leave a little note in the box, the customer note box, saying that you've watched this live and you could not wait. That really helps us. Yeah. Should we wrap up here?
I think that's a good place to start.
Because I feel it's just going to descend into madness, and then we'll run out of time, and I'll go, oh no, I can't. Am I able to save that and share it? So I am going to go and do the things and upload this to our grid. So if you've come in later on, you can go back and watch it at your leisure in full, should you wish to, or break it down into bite-sized chunks. And I'll get it shared over to Facebook and also to our YouTube channel for the people who go and look there. How many colours in the new yarn? I think you said 18.
Currently 18 semi-solid, 3 variegated, but I've also got the high twist coming, which is waiting until the festival. So that's going to get dyed up, going straight into a box to go to the show. So they're all going to be new mystery magic. Ta-da! I know what I'm dyeing, I just need to do it. So.
And you need to find the time to do it. So everyone who's joined in with the live, thank you for spending time with us. Katie, thank you for making the time to join us from your studio today, because I know that you were supposed to be having the day off. And unfortunately, someone was supposed to be doing a live with us tonight, was unable to, and you've kind of jumped into the fray, which makes my life a lot easier when it comes to rescheduling. I don't need to panic about how many other folk I've still got that weren't able to do things. Yeah, I can't wait to see you all. It's not long. Bye-bye from me.
Bye. Thank you for having me, and I will see you in 26 days, if not sooner.
Always a pleasure. Bye for now.